Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about the topic today. Now, today I'm going to teach very simply, very clearly on who is in your circle. And is it time for you to up level your circle? Probably so. All right. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, business and life coach. I got started my company about 17 years ago. I made simply the decision that I wanted to go to work as myself. I wanted to figure out how to package my expertise, my education, and my experience into a high ticket offering. I wanted to figure out how I could go to work as myself. And maybe you've said the exact same thing. I went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told that my idea, mom coaching, did not make any sense, was not monetizable, that I should go back to corporate America as a trainer because I could earn an easy six figures there. But I didn't listen. I kept looking for someone to help me. And I bumped into an amazing coach, and her model, step by step, systematically changed my life. Fast forward, I built the business that I dreamed of. And I've supported thousands of women with doing exactly the same. Hey there, darling. I've showed them how to take their expertise, their education, their experience, and to package that into a high ticket offering, both on and offline, okay, in a time-rich model. I work about 34 hours a month servicing my clients. It was a dream for me years ago, just a dream. Maybe you thought, how can you take what you're doing and package it? Is it possible? It is possible. So today, what I'm going to talk about specifically is who is in your circle. I'm very excited about this live training because I know it's going to support many of you with up leveling, or at least asking different questions about the people who are surround you, right? The people who are in your circle. My only goal is to support my community with elevating. It is the only thing I have an appetite for. So if you love to lean into elevation, then you're going to love this live. You'll love this channel. And if you're not already connected here via notifications, hit the notification button so that you get a notification when I go live. I can tell you this, as a result of growing this business and coaching thousands of women literally all around the world, it's my dream, right? It's my dream. And one of the things I realized was that if you build the business before you need it, if you ever need it, it'll be there for you. And my husband developed kidney disease about 10 years ago and went on dialysis, which is about 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. Really difficult therapy. And I was so grateful I had built a business with a freedom-based model because I could be there for him and I could be there for my children, who at the time were, let's say, 11, 9, and 5 years old. And so I will tell you, ladies, that if you build the business right from the beginning, when your family needs you most, you can be there for them. It is possible, but it's not possible if you're codependent on your husband's income in order for you to do whatever it is you want to do, codependent on your job in order for you to do whatever you need to do. Fortunately, I was independent. I had built a business that created financial security for me. And because of it, I could stand in the gap for my family. And that is why I go live all the time, to pass that message that you can do this. All right. You can do this. You are enough. So I'm going to jump right into the live today because I'm super excited about it. And I'm gonna go all in. Now, this might hurt your feelings, but my only goal is to elevate you by speaking the truth, okay? And I know that they say what the truth will set you free. I think it's knowing the truth. Hey, Latrivia, I think it's knowing the truth and applying it is the thing that creates freedom for all of us. And often we do know it. So sometimes if we feel sensitivity around something, is because we already know it. And then when in hearing it, it's confirmation. So if you're ready, I'm ready, okay? If you're ready, I want you to write, I'm ready. Hey, Latrivia, I'm so glad that you're here. And there's a Facebook user said, love this. I'm so grateful. I need to see your name because I can't see your name here. So let me jump in. If you're ready, I want you to write, I'm ready here. If you're watching the replay, do write, I'm ready. Also, so that I know that you're ready. I know many of you guys catch me on the replay, and I'm excited about that. All right. So today I'm talking about who's in your circle. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I think a lot of times we don't realize that we are a product of our dominant association, and that's our circle. And when I think about association, I look at it in many ways. I think that we are a product of the people we hang out with, for sure. That would be friends, neighbors, family, right? Co-workers, okay? Or anybody else that fits in that category, community members. But we also a product of the things that we see on TV, the things that we read, right? The books we read, the things we watch on TV, the things that we listen to. Those are all associations. For the purpose of this live today, I'm going to talk specifically about the association with individuals, all right? So I'm not going to talk about these other associations. I'm only talking about your association with people in your circle, humans, all right, individuals. And I put them into 5 categories. And as I share this with you, I want you to think about how this applies to the people in your world. Do any of the people in your world fit into any of these categories? And if so, let's talk about how you can up level and change and elevate what you're doing so that your dominant association isn't a hindrance in your life, right? So, number 1, who's in your circle? And I would say, are you hanging with big dreamers or little doers? So the first category is big dreamers or little doers. Okay. So I want you to think about it this way. For those of you who are looking to, a lot of the women that follow me are very entrepreneurial minded. They have a big vision and passion, a desire to take an idea that may or may not be in their hands in this moment, but something that you know that you are good at and that you believe you were meant to do on this earth. And imagine taking your big, amazing ideas, right? And you're a big dreamer. You see outside of the box all the time. You see capacity in huge ways for yourself and likely for others. And then sharing those ideas with people in your world who are little doers, okay? And I can tell you what it looks like. A little doer, as I define it, is a person that doesn't actually do the things that you're talking about. And yet you're sharing your big, amazing dreams with the little doer. And when you do, a little doer will ask you things like this. And some of you guys will recognize the language. How are you going to do that? They'll ask you to tell them, how is it that you have the capacity to make that dream, that belief, that desire, that hope, that passion? How do you have the ability to do that? And they will begin to punch holes into this idea that you just laid out, that you felt really good about, maybe even felt like, I know, I can't really tell you why, but I just really know that I was put here to do that, okay? A little doer isn't actually talking to you. They're talking to themselves. They may also say to you, hey, Madeira, they may also say to you, like, well, isn't it going to be hard to do it? They start to talk to you about the difficulty in you being able to take this big, amazing idea and make that big, amazing idea a very real one. I'll tell you a personal story. When I decided to start my company years ago, and I wanted to launch as a mom coach during a time when you never heard the word mom and coaching together. Okay. And I remember meeting many little doers, and they were professionals and very successful, but they were not big dreamers. They were people who were tied to a job, nothing wrong with a job, but a job and a career in a conventional path. And they did not have room for my big dreams. So I remember whenever I would talk about what I wanted to do with a little dreamer, they would punch holes into what I want to do. How are you going to do that? Like a mom coach, who's going to hire you as a mom coach? Why would anyone need a mom coach? Okay. And one of the things I realized that I had to do is that I had to find other like-minded big dreamers in my world. And that I stopped sharing my incredible vision that God had given me, my unique perspective in terms of seeing my talents and my capabilities, all of that, with people who did not match my own level. Okay. And if you've been doing this, like if you are this person, because sometimes when you are a big dreamer, you get so pumped up and fired up that you just want to talk about what you're doing. But the reality is that I'm telling you right now that one of the things that I learned over the years is to match your big dream conversations with people who are also having big dream conversations. And those people will be encouragers of your vision. Okay, they will never ask you how. They will cheer you on. They will talk to you about possibility. And your being a big dreamer will inspire them also in their big dream efforts as well. However, if you're talking to a little doer doesn't even understand what it takes to dream big. And so you got to understand that they're not trying to, some people say, hate on you. They're not trying to discourage you. It's just that when they're having the conversation with you, they're actually not talking to you. They're talking to themselves. That's what they're doing. They're talking. That's the way that they actually talk to themselves. And once I understood the psychology of the little doer, I no longer share or ask the opinions of or look for validation from people who do not have evidence and proof of the journey that I'm on, the path that I'm on. All right. And that typically has resulted in me investing in the highest level in myself to be in community with people who do what I do. Number two, whose circle are you in? That's what we're talking about today. And I said, who are you hanging with? Are you hanging with people who are shrinkers or candle lighters? So shrine, okay, you're right. I mean, shine shrinkers or candle lighters. So let me talk about this for a minute. So you may be this person and you're realizing some success, you're realizing some growth in your life, in your world, and you're super excited about it. Okay. And that's a great feeling to be in a place in your life where the lights have come on. You figure out for yourself what it is that you're meant to do, which is huge, by the way. And now you're doing it. Okay. And you encounter someone that is a shine shrinker. Okay. And what a shine shrinker looks like, and if you've ever experienced a shine shrinker, you'll probably say amen right now, is they're the person that tries to mute your light. Okay. What does that mean? Muting your light. Okay. It means that they don't want to hear it. It means that they typically will try to define your success in a way that is negative, okay, when it isn't negative. I'm just breaking this all the way down, okay? 100% means that you may have heard that when you're talking about something that you really did do or a result that you really did create, because you're really excited about it. And let me just tell you that when you're in the company of giants love to be around people who win, who celebrate, right? And because it's encouraging and it inspires them to understand that what you do, I can do too. But when you're with someone that is a shine shrinker, they will typically try to make you wrong about your shine in some way. And it has everything to do with the reflection of the shine. It's that your shine reminds them of what they have not done. Your shine reminds them of what they are capable of doing, because when you are a person that accomplishes a vision, you know the possibility and the capacity for others is amazing. So you don't have doubt around what others can do because of your own walk, because of where you're walking. But a shine shrinker has doubt. And so every time you shine, okay, they want to make what you're doing smaller. So what it looks like often is they may say that person's braggadocious, that person's egotistical, right? They come up with these things that they talk about, that person's arrogant. You guys have all heard these things. And when in reality, when you are with people in your circle who are to love you and adore you for who you are, that means all of who you are. And that's not just your wins on a level that they can accept based on their own esteem. That means all of who you are. And how do you know that you're with a shine shrinker? Is because you can't fully express all of who you are because they can't handle that truth. I'm breaking it down. Okay. Instead, what I recommend is that you hang out with what I call candle lighters. Okay. You want to be in community with people who will light the candle, who have their own light. Okay. And they're perfectly comfortable in lighting the candle of others. See, that is what giants do. I realized for myself years ago in coaching my clients that I only wanted to work with women that wanted to see other women win. Okay, so we have this incredible culture within my coaching programs of women who love celebrating in an authentic way, watching other women win. being a part of watching other women win, understanding that it's their responsibility to win. So that's right, that's right, Deb and Latrivia, that it's their responsibility to win, so they can light the candle, the path for other people. There's nothing like trying to grow or having a strategic vision of what you want to do, and there not being any people there that have lit the candle for you so you can see the shadow of what that possibility looks like. And I will tell you that if in your world you're not around people who are lighting candles, you're in the wrong community, period. Okay. And I want you to think right now as I share this is a deep live, but I want you to think right now, like, who's lighting the candle? Who lights my candle? Who is it in your world that you can see consistently, always either leading from the front, right, with their example, but also sharing? And I don't believe that sharing is pulling back or leaning back to pull someone up, because I think we all are on the same level. The challenge is that not everyone understands that, okay? The playing field is level, okay? But the reality is that not everyone will take and make access to what is available to them, even when they have the same access to opportunities as it relates to like running your business or your company when we're inside of communities. And I will tell you, in my business, I've been very fortunate to create an amazing culture of women who are candle lighters. And I don't attract women who are shine shrinkers, okay? Because when you are a giant, you are going to shine. You're going to stand out. You're going to be tall. You're going to be all of who you are. And because of it, you're going to make the world a better place because you get to use your gifts and your talent. When you are a giant, in the truest sense, you understand that your sister is standing right there next to you. She's not behind you. You don't have to lift her up. She's already lifted up. Okay, we have to acknowledge inside of one another the gifts and the talents. She might need some light and she needs to see you go first with it. She might need to see you sell more. She might need to see you show up. But the reality, right? Yes, thank you. But the reality is that she's already right where you are. And if you're in community right now with people and you're like, I don't have this, it is time for a change. Number three, what I'm talking about today is who's in your circle, like literally who's in your circle, and know that you're a product of the people you associate with. I've covered already. Number one, are you in a circle with either big dreamers or little doers? Okay. Now, if you're with big dreamers, we're always talking possibility. If you're with little doers, they're asking you questions about how is it going to be possible, or what is impossible based on what you want to do. What's plausible? Okay. What's plausible is you doing it. All right. Number two, shine shrinkers. Okay. Or candle lighters. Okay. A shine shrinker is a person that does not want you to rise. They don't want you to tell the truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth. The fact of the matter is that you are talented, you are amazing, you are incredible. You did do that thing. You are making that change, right? Yeah, you did do it. You did close that deal. You are brilliant and smart, and that's fact. And a shine shrinker doesn't want you to acknowledge all of your gifts, okay? But a candle lighter is encouraged by those gifts. And they, in fact, use their own gifts and they light a candle and show you what it looks like in many ways so that you're inspired. You're inspired together as bright lights. When everybody lights their candle, everybody benefits. And those are the only kind of people I like to hang out with. Number three, your own ambition level and above, or your own ambition level and below. Let me break this down. So, are you hanging out with people who are your own ambition level and below? What that means is that you're the smartest person in the room. And sometimes we hang out with people and we're the smartest person in the room because we've got an ego problem, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you're in the room and you and everything that is talked about, everything that is discussed, you're at the top of the food chain, then likely you're in a space where ego-wise, you're not being fed. All right. And that's a really dangerous place. So I do recommend that you consider hanging out with people your own ambition level and above. And what that looks like is that when you're in a room and people are speaking a language that you don't understand, trust me, you are growing. You want to be in a room with women. I'm talking about women. Most of the people that follow me are women that they've grown in such a way, what they're talking about, is a dream that you had inside your heart and mind, but you haven't figured out yet how to realize it. You want to be in a space where people are talking about things that represent your next level, and they're speaking in such a way that some of the conversation is so new, it's so different. It's like speaking a foreign language, but it'll grow you by 30%, the association alone. So if you're not in if you're not in community, if you're not hanging with people, your own ambition level and above, you're missing out. And if you're hanging with people, your own ambition level and below, and you're the smartest person in the room, you've got an ego problem. I'm just telling you. All right. There's no growth in that for you. Right. And when you think about whatever it is that you want to accomplish this upcoming year, I'm breaking this all the way down. And you think about what you want to accomplish this upcoming year, the question is, are you in a place in your life where you truly want to realize those goals, dreams, and plans? Because you got to get around people who are accomplishing even more than you. That's why I always say, if you're truly a giant, then you love being in the company of other giants. It's fact. It's like the most thrilling thing in the world. There's nothing like me being a baby giant among giants, right? I love being in a room, being the baby giant among giants. It's amazing. Okay. And you know what you're going to learn and the growth that's going to happen. And this idea of me being the hot shot, the top dog, if you will, is not my desire. I always want to be in a room where I'm growing and I'm learning. I want to be the baby in a room full of amazing giants that know way more than me and that can grow me. And okay. And that's when you find out what you're really made of. All right. When you hang out with people who are in a place where you desire to be and that you don't feel a sense of resentment, you don't feel jealousy, you don't feel insecurity, you feel blessed. Okay. Because you are. Okay. Because you have had the opportunity to associate with people that will grow you. I'm breaking this down. If you're getting value, I want you to write, I'm getting value. All right. And if you're watching the replay, I want you also to write, I am getting value. I want to break this down for my community step by step so that we can get this right for this upcoming year and that you guys can start really leaning into association that can change you, right? Because association is everything. Number four. Are you hanging with the scarcity minded or the abundant thought leaders? So let me repeat that. Are you hanging with the scarcity minded folks or abundant thought leaders? So let me talk to you about this for a minute. And I'm gonna break this down. I know you guys have seen this before. Okay. Let me tell you what scarcity minded looks like. Hi, Suzanne. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, Adara. I'm glad. And Laura, so glad you're here. Okay. The scarcity minded looks like this. You've probably seen this, guys, on social media. It looks like people thinking that there's only one subset of customers to market to. So I'm going to dominate you, right? Like how is somebody going to dominate you? Okay, it's impossible. Or I'm going to take something from somebody else because I believe there's just a few customers. Got thought leadership problem. All right. So the scarcity minded, okay, means that this is a person that believes that the market is saturated. They believe that there can only be one person doing one thing. They believe that there's one subset of customers and maybe you have all of those customers. And these are such toxic beliefs, guys, in marketing. And I would never in a million years, and I really mean this, and I haven't, I would never work with anyone that would teach me any concept that would tell me that in order for me to be great, I have to crush someone else. Because the truth of the matter is the other people are irrelevant for my success. What I've learned over the years and the success that I've created over the years by being authentic, being ethical, operating with integrity, and operating and owning my gifts is that competition becomes irrelevant when you know how to position yourself properly. And unfortunately, so many people have been fighting their entire lives and they bring that same mindset to their business, thinking that you got to hustle and grind and you got to fight in order for you to make it. But what if I told you there's a higher and better way, that there's abundant thought leadership. And I really mean it, not in some hokey way. This is an abundant thought leadership. The people that want to work with you, the people that want to work with me, they want to work with me because I'm me. Okay. All right. The people want to work with me. They want to work with me because of my journey. They want to work with me because I'm a great mother that has systems to take great care of myself. They want to work with me because my husband was on dialysis and I was able to stand in the gap for my family, and I put systems in place to be able to not be codependent in my business. This has nothing to do with anybody else. They want to work with me because I've been signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows. Fact. They want to work with me because I've done corporate deals with Fortune 100 and 500 companies. Fact. They want to work with me because I've coached thousands of women around the world and duplicated my processes with them, and they've been able to sell what they do for $2,500 a sale, 10 grand a sale, 50,000 a sale, 100 grand a sale, or more. That's why. And you need to think about why people come to you, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. And you got to understand that that scarcity mindset theme is for the broken and it's for the bruised. And unfortunately, that is the only reason people spew toxic ways to market. The truth of the matter is there's more than enough room. The people who want to work with you because you're you, because of your journey, because of your experience. All right. Period. And this notion that it's anything else, okay, is based off of a belief that's scarcity minded. Instead, you want to make sure that you're hanging out with people who are abundant thought leaders, who have an understanding, okay, that there is abundance. Because imagine if I were coaching any of my clients, teaching them that the market is scarce, then likely they would be competitors with me too. And they're not. Okay. I'm breaking this down, Katrina, because this is one of those things that I've heard over and over and over again. And it's like, it's so toxic. And I think it's so systemically toxic for many cultures. And it's time to have an elevated conversation. It is not a conversation that we have in my community because we're not scarcity minded. We are abundant thought leaders. And we all understand that your goal on this earth is to take your talents and your skills and to put your best foot forward in marketing your services to your ideal clients and be clear about the results and transformation that you provide based on your experience, your expertise, and your journey. And I can tell you for sure that there are people out there that are for you. There is not a limit to the number of people who need the kind of coaching you provide, the kind of training you provide, the kind of consulting that you provide. There is no one that's cornering the market on you being you. All right. Breaking this down. All right. So if you've heard this, you need to think about this because it's a very, very dangerous, it's a very, very toxic belief. And when we take those beliefs and we hold them inside and we start to think for a second that that's true for us. In order for us to succeed, that somebody else has got to lose in order for us to win, you got to understand that those beliefs are the things that bind us. What if you could build your business in a way that enabled ease and grace? What if you didn't have to hustle? Who wants to run a business as a hustle their entire life? Not me. That's not the kind of freedom that I desire. That's not even freedom, right? It's toxic. And I just want to break this down because I do think that, it was time for change. And I think people are looking for a change. And I know how I've built my business. I work 34 hours from the comfort of my home with ease and grace. Literally, all of my clients come directly to me. I've not had to hustle or arm wrestle anybody. Any of my clients will verify that 100%. It is not my model. I work with amazing women who want it for other amazing women, and we pull for one another. And we don't have room for scarcity mindedness because it is not real. It's illusion. And so many people are responding to the pain in their life and in their world as if it's real, as if there could just be one expert. And it's not true. All right. And I hope that this supported you guys 100%. And then lastly, okay, today, who's in your circle? Okay. Who are you hanging with, right? Are you hanging with ball holders or ball passers. This is a deep concept. All right. Are you hanging with ball holders or ball passers? Let me explain this. All right. Let me listen, lean into this one. All right. Because the fact of the matter is, one of the things that I've learned over the years is that you want to be in community with people who are ball passers, that when there's an opportunity to edify, when there's an opportunity to share an opportunity, when there's an opportunity that would benefit you, there's something I see that will support you, that I am the person, and if I have the ability, the resource, the capacity, and I know that that would affect change in your life positively, that I am the person that will pass that ball to you. But conversely, there are people who know that what they know and what they have access to could benefit you, but they are ball holders. Okay. And you got to think about who's in your circle. A ball holder, okay, is a person also really very scarcity minded. They're a person that they might look good, they might smell good, it might look like they're for you. But if you look at their pattern, right? If you think about the things, the opportunities that they shared with you, or you think about maybe there could be small things that they had an opportunity to enhance your world or grow you in some way, and they just happen to forget the thing that was unforgettable. Like, how do you forget that somebody helped you? How do you forget that somebody invited you somewhere? How do you forget that you have an opportunity to bless someone that blessed you? Okay. I'm just talking about ball holders. And I'm telling you that you want to make sure in your world, okay, right? Terry, passing the ball to you, right? Okay, also, okay. I will tell you that a ball passer is a person that will pass the ball to you. That means that they've got an opportunity. And then because they aren't small thinkers, they understand that if I pass this ball to you, you pass this ball to me, we could go back and forth with opportunities that really support and uphold. I'll tell you a short story. You guys might have seen something like this before. You know, it could be something as simple as you introduce someone to something that's amazing, okay? And that person doesn't have the ability or the capacity to say thank you. It could be that person doesn't have the ability or the capacity to maybe even do something as simple as like maybe put your coupon in. Like, you know, sometimes if you refer somebody to something and they can put your coupon in so you can be you get a free gift or something. It can be something small like that. I always think to myself, how do you forget to honor the people that have honored you? How does that happen? Okay, what's going on in the mind where we can't be a blessing to people who bless us? And I will tell you, you need to ask who's in your circle, because absolutely you want to be around people who are ball passers. And you'll know a ball passer because you won't even know that the ball's in the room, and then all of a sudden it's in your hand. All right. And I will tell you, if you build and fill your life with ball passers, amazing things will happen for you because they're looking out for you. You know, I love being around people like that. And if you're around a ball holder, what that looks like is that that person is counting the number of times you've caught the ball. All right. I'm breaking this down because I think sometimes when we think about this year's coming, New Year's coming, Susanna, and when we think about who's in our circle, okay, and we're the product of the people we associate with in a dominant way. And the way and who I decide I'm going to hang out with has everything to do with what I just talked to you about right now. And it's radical. I'm very radical about my association. Thank you. Yeah, Rita, you think this way too. I'm very radical about my association, and very, very protective of the women that I introduce to my clients, because we've got an incredible community, and you have to qualify to be a part of it, because it is an amazing community where these women are all of, you know, they're giants in every way in terms of how they support one another in business. And so I want to make sure that the people I introduce them to are incredible. Okay. So to recap, and I'll run through your comments, and I would love to hear your aha or your takeaway as a result of being here today. This is good stuff, right? I wanted to break this all the way down. And because I think we don't think enough about it. And I am so over hearing about women who are in communities and just the underbelly of things being low vibration, or people believing that there's scarcity in terms of opportunity, or even having teachers that won't show you, pull back the layers and show you exactly what you need to do. So you invested in 500 things because you've never gotten a full solution. Come on, who has time for that? All right. You want people to pass the ball for you in your life. And I hope that you have, hey there, Jackie, right? Ball passer, right? Like, you got to pass the ball. Okay. And some people ball holders. And unfortunately, there's no place in my life for a ball holder, because a ball holder is not looking out for you. A ball holder is looking out for them because they are afraid that the ball won't come to them again. See, a ball passer understands, right, some really incredible laws about reciprocity, right? Given it shall be given, right? And pressed down, running over. They're not afraid, okay, of passing something to someone else, understanding that you'll be blessed because of it. But that's a different mindset. So let me just recap. I'd love to hear your ahas or takeaways as always. Okay, number one. Are you a big dreamer or a little doer? Big dreamer or little doer? Remember that we tend to hang out with either little doers or big dreamers. And a lot of times big dreamers around little doers can be a challenge in the conversation. Number two, are you a shine the shrinker or a candle lighter? Okay. So are you that person that when people are talking about something great they've done, you're like, oh, here we go again. Okay. Yeah, here. It's happening again. Okay. You need to ask yourself, check yourself. Okay. Why that is, why you feel that way. Okay. And typically a candle lighter is like, come on, love to hear it. I'm here for this, right? Because you realize when someone else has done something that they show you what is possible. The people that we're supporting, the women that we're walking along with, they're not behind you. They are right next to you, right? And then you can just pass that candle right to them. All right. Okay. Number three, your ambition level and above, or your ambition level and below. Okay. Association becomes so much easier when you hang out with people, your ambition level and above. Okay. Because they're going to be clapping for you. Right. But if you're only with people, your ambition level and below, likely you might have an ego problem. Okay. Because it makes you feel good to be the smartest person in the room, but you're not growing. Okay. And so you got to ask yourself, who are you hanging with? All right. You need to hang out with people that are speaking a language that you're like, you always stretching me. Okay. I never heard that before. Okay. I'm a baby giant amongst giants. That's where you want to be. All right. Number four. Are you hanging with the scarcity minded or the abundant thought leaders? Now, scarcity minded being believes that in a lot of that toxic language that believes that I'm going to dominate you, right? That there's scarcity capacity in terms of what's available in our world. Okay. And that's not true. Okay. This is how they see this thing in their mind. And the reality is that I have never worked with a teacher who has taught me those practices. They're toxic. Okay. And there's no room for that. There's not, look, love and light is what I'm into. Okay. And I don't see the light in dominating somebody, and I don't see the love in it. So I'm not into it. All right. So you choose for yourself. Or are you hanging out with abundant thought leaders? Abundant thought leaders. Okay. That means that people that see more, like they're thought leaders, and they just operate in abundance all the time. And that there's something powerful about it. And I will tell you, probably one out of every 300, 400 people you meet might have that trait. All right. But it's a treasure. It's a gift. And number five, are you hanging with ball holders or ball passers? And, I think ball passers have a record. The people that pass the ball, they have a record. Okay. Yeah. Other people that pass the ball too. So at the end of the day, I believe everything has proof. And ball holders, well, let's just say, okay, there's a place for them too. So I hope that this has supported you in some way. And I am so excited for those of you here. Rita just said, Mia, this is my first time tuning in and I missed the first part and I definitely need to watch the replay. And I'm sure you're part of the people God is connecting me to. Thank you for sharing, Rita. I'm so glad. I like this name combination you got here. Rita Wells Gorder. It just sounds like Rita Wells Gorder is on the stage. It's a really great name. So the combination. Jackie writes, yup. If you have any comments, any ahas or takeaways, post them here. Deborah Porter, thank you for always showing us the behind the scenes and never holding back. Never, okay, never ever, okay. And Rita says, yes, I think that way too. Susanna clapping 100%. I appreciate it. Latrivia said, Mia, we got to talk, okay. Terry is passing the ball to me. I'm so excited. Terry is a ball passer and she's working on big things. You know, she's got this huge multi-six-figure contract. And I know that she's reached out to a couple people in the community to come along with her. Ball passer. Okay, don't we like being around people with ball passers? But here's the coolest part, Latrivia, because you made an investment in yourself less than not even 8 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, you now get to be with people who pass the ball. Imagine if you were the person that passed, right, the investment. What if you didn't say yes? You wouldn't have met Terry and you wouldn't have the opportunity to hold this ball. So you guys got to get this part, okay? It's not the knowing, it's the acting on that which you know that can change everything for you. For those of you who watch my lives over and over again and you haven't attended my conference, what are you waiting for? What are we doing? What are you doing here? Okay. All right. You just come on. All right. Get with it. All right. Latrivia said, this is true. I'm a client, right? I think she's speaking to the fact that, I only teach what I do. All right. And I can back up what I'm doing with proof. And I love doing that because I think if you do it, if you create results for people, you should be able to back it up. Katrina, wisdom. Thank you. I appreciate it. Latrivia said facts. Madeira said abundant thought leadership. Wow. Thank you so much. Laura says, I'm getting value. I'm glad, Laura, and welcome. Susanna, getting value. Awesome. And let me see. Latrivia says, yes, they are. I've all had 3 call me already. Candle lighters. You love it, right, Deb? And Latrivia, that's why I love the community. We have an incredible community of women who call themselves giants. And I only work with giants because at the end of the day, the rest of it, I'm not here for it. Okay. Madeira says, come on, teach. I think that's how you said it. Okay. And Latrivia says, I'm ready. I love the truth. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And then there is a new comment that just came in. And that is, let's see here. Great value. Thank you, Laura. Rita says, what is the community? Our community is Mia Redrick, Giant Life and Business Results. I'll also post the event for my upcoming conference. So I need to grab the link, but I'll post that for you here also so that you guys can check it out. And more importantly, what you need to do is you need to just go to the thank you page. 1 second, let me grab this. You need to just go to the thank you page and I'll put it right here. You need to go to the thank you page and look at all the testimonials. Go to the testimonial page and see for yourself if those are the kind of results you desire. If you want to hang out with women, your own ambition level and above. Rita, my community on Facebook is Mia Redrick, Giant Life and Business Success. Okay. You have to answer a couple of questions to get in there. But most of the larger community that we're talking about is my coaching community. I'm a business coach and my clients are in a sub community there. So that's really the community we're talking about. But I do have a private Facebook community that's pretty awesome too that you like. All right. Jackie says, great reminders to protect the blessing of the right community. Look, Jackie, I'm going to tell you, that's my responsibility. Okay. Latrivia, exactly. I'm so excited. I'm so happy I did it. Did you say it like that? I think you did. Okay. And what is the community though, right? Laura, you asked the same question. So that's really important. Deborah, Jackie, can you guys post the link here for the Mia Redrick Giant Life and Business Results Community if you can, or Latrivia. I appreciate it. That is my Facebook community, but the actual community is my coaching community. So these are women that I worked with over the course of 12 months, and we built very tight knit relationships, and they learn how to package their knowledge at the highest level into high ticket products and offerings as coaches, consultants, trainers, online educators, etc. So it's an incredible community, and we interview everyone that comes in. So, the women are amazing. Latrivia, yes, the testimonies are amazing. You were sold, right? Yeah, you signed up right away, actually. You signed up like overnight. So I appreciate you. Rita, I appreciate you too. All right, are there any final questions or comments before we sign off? I want to thank you. For coming. I posted the link here for the conference. Make sure you take a peek. Do you want to take a peek? Take an action. I can tell you over the course of about 7 days, it's transformational, the event. I'll teach you how to package what you know at the highest level. I'll break down step by step how to price to fully value your transformation, how to position yourself as the obvious choice in the marketplace where competition becomes irrelevant, like really, okay? And I'll show you how to find buyers, close, and sell. Selling is it's like my secret language, and I'm really effective at teaching women how to close and sell in a way that's authentic and that's not salesy. You'll meet women for the very first time that are just like you. Who are big dreamers, right? Who think outside of the box. And you'll be in an environment that you won't want to leave. You won't want to not have access to people like that. And for many people, they've never, ever met people like the people that I introduce them to. They become not only accountability partners, but lifelong friends, deep, intimate friends, and business partners that they get to grow their businesses together. So take a look at the community. I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.